Namnet Lützen finns inbränt i den svenska historien. Sverige var på väg att bli en stormakt när Gustav II Adolf, lejonet från Norden, stupade på en åker i södra Tyskland. Slaget var ett av de blodigaste i den svenska krigshistorien.
I believe the only thing the
Balkanites
could do when they saw the imperial cavalry with their sword in one hand and pistol in the other, they just could run.
Kungens häst fick äran att bli uppstoppad och utställd på museum. Men de flesta av de tusentals människor som dog runt omkring har förblivit namn- och ansiktslösa. Nu återvänder några av knäktarna för att berätta sin historia. Stämmer den med den gamla nationalistiska myten? Är det här verkligen svenska soldater? Och hur ärofull var egentligen den här striden? I Lützen är historien ständigt närvarande. Det var till den här kyrkan som Gustav II Adolfs sargade lik fördes direkt från slagfältet i november 1632.
Herzlich willkommen in Lützen, in Meuchen, in der Gustav-Adolf-Kirche.
Historikern Mike Reichel visar bordet där kungens döda kropp ska ha tagits om hand enligt sägnen.
Und wurde hier gesäubert, gereinigt. War natürlich blutüberströmt. Es war Dreck und Erde, Laub auf ihm. Und das wurde hier abgewaschen. Und dann fand auch
På fälten utanför Lützen stod ett av de våldsammaste slagen i det 30-åriga kriget. Tusentals människor slaktades i en strid där bara en regel gällde: att döda eller dödas.
The year is 1676. The days of ruthless war and cutthroat diplomacy are over, or so it is thought. A golden age has sprung itself through the continent. Trade is abundant, and new technologies are spreading. The New World is well established, with Burgundy ruling over the colonies of Fuchsia, Periwinkle, and Violet. Manufactories had begun to be built around Europe, causing ducats to be collected at the rates never seen before. Europe has found itself finally at equilibrium, with 7 empires ruling over its lands. The lone Burgundian king looks out across his empire. His eyes weigh heavy, for he has worked hard to accomplish his goals. However, the Burgundian king does not rest, for Workaday Mango is the leader of the world's largest empire. Spanning from the western banks of the Rhine, across the fields of France, down to the hills of Iberia, and across the Atlantic Ocean to the New World. Through strength, cunning, and war, Workaday Mango has conquered everything in his path. His only motivation? To expand, an endless hunger that never satisfies. Many have wondered what caused the Burgundian Emperor's insatiable hunger for more land. For a theory that has been gaining much popularity lately, we go to Burgundian historian Jacques Mehoff in Periwinkle, America.
Il petit marinato, da Rome parle en anglais, de parti à l'école. Et après essayer de comprendre ce que la maîtresse demande.
On parle le français, mais
Direct ça, c'est naturel.
It's true, many paintings collected from this time portray the young emperor as fat in his early years. In the east, two orders stand as one, God's sword and shield. Their horns sound loud as they continue to march, having already eradicated any semblance of orthodoxy in northeastern Europe. Sergeant Mikkel, leader of the northern Germanic tribes, travels further north to continue his expansion into Scandinavia. He is a fierce man, wielding the power of not only God, but anime on his side. Marching east to the borders of the Ming dynasty is the true warrior of God. He is only known as Dango Blitzkrieg, a shadow. With a tongue as sharp as his sword, he maintains influence in almost every empire across Europe. Commanding an army of holy knights, he continues his crusade into the heart of Asia.
Peraugusi šablonus, todėl mano dvasios raida yra reikšminga kaip tokių studijų priedas. Citatos pabaiga. Cituoju dėl to, kad jūs pajaustumėt, ką jūs galite surasti ir kaip jūs galėtumėt aiškinti tos dalykus, kuriuos dabar aš pakeliu, kolega minėjo patys, o ne gauti interpretaciją, pavyzdžiui, iš manęs arba iš kitur. Tai yra žmogus, kuris kiekvieną dieną sėdėdamas vakare mąstydavo ir vertino dalykus tos dienos, praeitos dienos, reiškia informacijos globaliams, tai yra unikalu. Taip, bet kaip toliau, nuo jo savęs supratimo prie to, kas tik toliau jisai yra, kokie biografijos faktai, reiškia, svarbus būtų tapatybės pasirinkimo priežasčių ir sąlygų išsiaiškinimų. Be abejo, rimčiausias svarbus biografijos faktas yra jo neordinarios asmenybės formavimas, yra kilmė bei giminė. Galbūt dabar nereiškia tai svarbu, iš kur atėjai, bet 19 amžiaus žmogus, 20 amžiaus pradžios žmogus, tai pirmiausiai šeimos žmogus. Reiškia šeimos vertybių pasaulis, tai ne visuomenės aplinkos dėka suformuotas, o šeimos. Tai pripažįsta visa ligšiolinė istoriografija, tai, kaip pamatysim vėliau tvirtina ir pats autorius, ir pirmiausiai reiškia ta giminės vertybių skalė, kuri formavosi per 2 šimtmečius mažiausiai, iš tikrųjų, tampa Mykolo Riomerio pasaulėžiūros ir tų problemų suvokimo atraminių elementų. Parašęs ne vieną iš autobiografijų, vienoje iš jų jis yra nurodęs. Kad mano tėvo Riomerio giminė yra vokiečių, būtent saksų kilmės. Ji pateko Lietuvoje netiesiai iš Saksonijos.
In the Balkans, the Orthodox faith remains confined, but alive. 2 close allies, Greece and her sister Romania, hang on. Years of brutal wars with the Ottomans has left Romania hurting. She wishes for war no longer, but only to develop her lands. Romania's leader Sanchi has had to make some hard decisions. Her people plead to not go to war again, but her allies call constantly. Sanchi calls to the crowd. I will not send my people into war again. Bitch! Bitch! Liar! Bitch! Liar! 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 Boo! Boo! Her words are not received well, for Sanchi has come to the aid of several countries in the past, developing relationships with many of them. She has made border deals with the orders to the north, helped Bavaria against the mighty Hungarian Empire, been at Greece's side since the beginning against the Ottomans, and went to war with Aragon and Tunis for the papacy. Sanchi and the Pope, Lucky Jack, are even distant relatives, both descending from the late great Ferdinand. In 1676, Romania finds itself finally at peace, surrounded by friends at last, presumably able to focus finally on development and education. Unfortunately for Sanchi, her promise to her people will shortly be tested once again. The Mediterranean holds deep secrets of long-lost kingdoms and civilizations. Many kings and conquerors have traveled its waters and settled on its shores, only to be washed away by the passage of time, to be replaced again by another more worthy. However, sometimes what is lost can be found, and what was once dead can be reborn. A Venetian boy, Fridboy's 10, looks out from the balcony. He is of royal blood. Born to nobles, his future is in Venice, but his destiny lies beyond. The boy does not look at the city, but at the horizon, envisioning an empire that used to be, one that once ruled the Mediterranean and will once more. His ambition is true, but with it comes danger. His path will lead him to victories, but with success comes enemies jealous of what he will come to own. As a man, he has been changed through war, but one thing remains, unwavering and untouched, the ambition that fueled him since he was a boy, and the need to restore honor to a kingdom once lost. Fridboy's 10, now a king, looks out on the horizon once more. Through bloodshed and war, he has achieved his goal. He sees an empire reborn, Greece. In the halls of his cathedral, Europe's most powerful man walks. He lives in the most developed city in the known world, the real Roma. Ducats flow into his bank, taxes from those loyal to him. He sits on one of the largest banks in Europe, funding wars far, far away from his kingdom, drafting armies who march not only in the name of God, but his name as well. Some might call him lucky to have such influence and power, but don't be fooled by his name. Pope Lucky Jack earned what he owns. Through the strength of his army and the influence of his memes, Pope Lucky Jack has built himself a true empire. What more can a man who has the hearts and ears of every one of the 7 empires in his hands want? Well, just one thing. Control over the last Italian region free from the papacy, the formal capital and home of Fridboy's 10, Venetia. The cold, refreshing waters in the Mediterranean pass over the old king's body as he wades into the sea. He closes his eyes, breathing in fresh air. A calming silence passes over him. He is at peace. A deep warmth suddenly rises in his body. He is startled at first, but then quickly understands. He feels hope, a feeling that he has not felt for some time. For with water comes freedom. The freedom of his people to expand across the world, no longer confined to the cage that is southern Germany, trapped between the superpowers of the world, Burgundy to the west, the Teutonic Order to the north, Romania to the east, and Greece to the south. Bavaria must expand, but without water it cannot. King Canoga Charles lies in his bed, for this is just a dream, or maybe a vision. Only time will tell. But for now, he rests.